Literally, they open the door. The first thing that comes, I'm talking literally, I took 2 steps in, 3 things came out of nowhere. It was a person on my right, somebody came out the ceiling, and then something came off the wall and like hit me. I was like, nope, not in the front no more. I can't do this. I was like, we just got here. Yo, 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 what is going on, guys? It's your boy Emmanuel, and I'm back on the S&M podcast with my boy. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man. Get the people what they want.
What's poppin', y'all? What is poppin'? It's your boy Santu, the second half of the S&M podcast, episode 7. This is. You already know the vibes.
Yeah.
Let's get to it.
Yes, sir. So, tell him, my boy, what we finna do today?
Today is really just like a catching up kind of day. Like, it's been a while since we updated y'all on what's been going on with us. So
sure.
it's going to be a catch-up kind of day, you know?
For sure.
And there are going to be some changes on the channel. Stay tuned.
Oh, okay. We moving up, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be some changes to the channel. You heard it here first from my boy. So yeah, but I mean, I guess I'll hop into it. What's happened since the last episode? That was we were up at 1 a.m. talking about staying on your purpose. Man, what have I been up to? I just been on the grind, right? Like just working on school, weights. I hit a PR at 225 bench press, so I'm in the 225 bench club now.
Bad.
Yes, sir. I'm not gonna lie. Once you lift that 225 and nobody has to help you, like rack it off or like get that last bit of the rep, and you rack off. Oh, it was a clean rep too. I was just like, oh, let's go. I was in the gym just yelling. Everybody was hyping me up around. Like it was. I ain't gonna lie. You'd have thought I got a promotion at a job. It was crazy. Like the energy was ecstatic. I can't even lie. It was dope. So. Once I realized I could bench 225, I was like, okay, got to get my squat numbers up. Can't be benching what I squat. So, yeah, I was like, yeah, we don't have to hike them numbers up because I'm deadlifting close to 300. So I was like, my squat can definitely go up. I haven't got. I know, right? It's crazy because people see me, they'd be like, man, you skinny. I bet you don't even lift for real. And then everybody see and be like, you know what? I'm gonna take you on my leg day, bro. You gonna die. And then I'll always have them start the exercise. Be like, so what we doing? Be like, well, show me how you do it. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And they'll be like, yeah, 225. That might be too heavy for you. I'll be like, oh, okay, how many are you supposed to do? 10? They say, well, I do 8, but I mean, if you want to try it, and then I'll sit there and do a smooth 10 reps and be like, I feel decent. I think I might want to go up. What do you think? And they be looking at me like,
the fuck you mean?
Right. They're like, how do you do that?
They become gonna. They become
I was like,
gonna.
I'm skinny, not weak. There's a difference. Like
they become gonna in this bitch. Fuck you, me.
pretty much what happens. So I just been doing that, the weightlifting, and then, like I said, doing the skincare stuff with Mary Kay. Just trying to get that up and running. So working on my sales.
Shameless plug.
Y'all
should hit up my man. Y'all should hit up my man Manny.
Hey, if you need that skincare, got that acne, or you just need some system that's affordable and gonna get you right out here looking fly. This is for the girls and the guys. Hit me up on iMan Lifestyles on Instagram. We go crazy. Also on TikTok.
Yeah, that Mary Kay should really be working.
Yes, sir. Clear skin, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, just been working on that. And then what else did I do? Oh, well, you catch up on your stuff, and then I think I did 2. Was it 2 things? 2 new things, or 1? I did 1 for sure. I can't remember if it's 2. I know it's 1. I can't think of the second thing right now.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm highly curious about this.
Nah, because like it happened, but I just don't remember what it was right now. I'm blanking on it.
Say it.
I don't remember what it was.
Not the one that you don't remember. Say the one you do remember.
Oh, I don't remember that. It happened like 2 days ago. For the first time ever, I went to a haunted house. I
Okay.
would definitely recommend. Oh, that's the other thing. I went to a haunted house and I went to Activate It. It's a game place. So yeah, after you go, you get the people update. We can go more in detail about it because it's not like a short topic, but
Well,
I can't just dominate the time. You know what I'm saying? It's a 2-man podcast right here.
yeah. Pause. But we
Oh
too,
my
man.
gosh! All right, yeah. Pause.
Oh man. But for me, it's pretty much just been same old school, work. Got my 70th fake last night.
We're gonna have to call you the fake police. You and Dr. Miami be seeing more people that not real in a day than anyone else on the planet, bro.
Yeah, I'm only $25 away from taking $1,000 worth of fakes.
That's insane.
So I only need to take 2 more fakes, and I'm at 1,000. Bro, the head bouncer had 4 fakes last night.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sure what's going on with y'all down there in Oshkosh, but I mean, like,
I can tell you, pub crawl.
Ah.
And the entire premise of pub crawl is you go from bar to bar, from house party to house party, getting so drunk to the point where you have to crawl to the next one. The entire city hates it, but the school, like, including the school low-key hates it as well. But
I bet they do.
They can't do shit to stop it.
Really? There's not like an ordinance. I guess they can't make an ordinance about. They can only make ordinance about underage drinking, not of age drinking.
Exactly. And if it's the of age people buying the alcohol,
or the of age people, right, who get through with the thing.
So our city has a curfew for alcohol being on the street.
Really?
Normally during the week and on the weekends, after 10 p.m., you cannot have alcohol on the sidewalk. You must be like in a bar or something to have alcohol on a sidewalk.
Okay.
But because it's pub crawl, that extends to all day. You cannot have any alcohol on the sidewalk. So next thing you know, you see a fuck ton of like college students going from house to house with big ass backpacks. Most of the time they're filled with 2 things.
School supplies and water?
Well, you got one of the 2 things.
Okay, so we got the water.
Exactly.
And of course we know the other one would be that. That song exists. It's okay.
Yeah. So that happened, and then we just got out of a play this weekend, so I had to do my pre-show stuff for the play, and then immediately after that, I had to go straight to work. Like, I didn't even have time to come back, eat something. I just had to finish up my pre-show stuff and then head straight to work because I couldn't do anything else.
Are you really on a grind?
Yeah, so that's another thing. But besides that, it's pretty much been like the same old, going out, chilling with people. One person specifically, more than others.
Okay. I see you. Hashtag business meetings. I feel it.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Business meetings are good.
Yeah. Let's say it was a business meeting.
That's what Awesome Durham uses in his videos. He said maybe he have to set up a hashtag business meeting. I was like, I like that. Business meeting. That is the perfect way to phrase that.
But not too much on that. Not too much on that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Private life got to stay private. Otherwise, it's just life.
Yeah.
That sounded way deep out loud. That sounded way deeper out loud.
Even though it's just common sense.
True. So, okay. So you've been doing your thing. college life is kicking in, which means that the bar life is picking up. Because the summer, I mean, yes, it's somewhat active, but
You
I
don't
would
get
say it's only really active in a town like Chicago or New York, where there's just a large population of people all the time anyway.
yeah.
Or like California or Vegas. Like, Vegas doesn't have a season of party. Every day is freaking party day.
Yeah. Got to see my guy that moved out of Oshkosh like midway through August.
Okay.
And I haven't seen him since, so finally got to see him again. Not gonna lie, this year's pub crawl was depressing.
Depressing? How so?
Oh, another thing that happened. We had a kid die on campus in the dorms.
Okay. I guess, are you allowed to talk about this one? Maybe we should backtrack.
I'm not the one that
I
did.
guess it's public news. It's not necessarily like a detail.
Yeah, the entire school knows about it. The entire city knows about it.
That's
We're
crazy.
owned by the government, so
That's wild.
I'm just saying
From the pub crawl or like something else?
something else.
Okay, it's not related.
So she died in her dorm building, I guess. I don't know. They only said that, well, now I know the name of the person and I have a picture of the person, but I'm not going to be saying the person because out of respect for the family and friends,
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's
I,
definitely
I don't personally know the person that died. So, like, I know that if I was put into that kind of situation where someone close to me died, whew, oh man, I don't know what would happen.
Yeah, I try not to think about it. I ain't gonna lie, because it's like death is a thing, and when everything seems to be going smooth, you don't really think about it as much, and then you get that one death in the family. That's someone who's semi close or like just close enough, where you're just kind of like, whoa, it kind of puts life in perspective
Yeah.
a little bit. So I
For,
don't know.
for me, for me, I would say that death was definitely my cousin's.
Okay.
A few years ago, that I was like, she was close enough to me,
Mm-hmm.
whereas I felt something, but she was a lot closer to my mom.
Type vibes. Okay.
So I know that if I were to lose someone as close as like my mom or my uncle or some of my other cousins, I
Yeah, that would hit different. I ain't gonna lie.
don't. I'm afraid of what would happen.
Yeah. It's just I mean, a lot of people say it's a cycle and fact of life, and that's true, but that doesn't necessarily make it any easier, I guess I'll say. Right.
Yeah, yeah,
So I mean, yeah, well definitely, prayers out to, this individual and her family and just everybody that she knew had an influence on, influenced her, had an impact on her life. She had impact. I mean, just because you may not know someone that close doesn't necessarily mean that you can't still, show some respect or, value the fact that that life is over for, whatever the reason may be. So,
because no matter what, a life is still a life. Like at this point, this isn't like a pro-life, pro-abortion thing. A life is still a life.
right.
Like
For sure.
it, it is. It is what it is. We lost some. The school community lost someone pretty much way too early.
Yeah, for real. Like way too early.
So it's like no matter how you think about it, it's it's definitely it's definitely worth showing that respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but time to switch up to like good, more. We
Lighter
went through a
topics. I
somber
feel you.
moment.
Lighter topics. Yeah.
We went through a somber moment.
I know, right? Had our moment of silence and then continued on with life. So
Yeah.
but
So
Going back to
The haunted
haunted
house.
house. Yeah, I'll start there with the haunted house. So the haunted house was interesting, right? Because I'd never been to a haunted house before. There's no real reason other than it was usually my friends were too chicken, I was too chicken. Somebody was always too chicken, and we never had a large enough group. Regardless, it just never happened. So I found time, and so this past Friday we went to Basement of the Dead. It's in Aurora, so it's more in the suburbs. It's not out in the city next to like school and whatnot. But we went to Basement of the Dead, and so I asked my mom before I went. I said, "So what should I really be expecting here?" Because I didn't want to sit here and watch YouTube videos about all these different places. I didn't want to waste that kind of time. So I was like, I was asking somebody who's gone. She says, "Don't be in the middle or the back of the group." So you know what I did, right?
You
I
were
was in
in
the
the
middle.
front.
So yeah, because I started in the front because she's like, usually they let the front person pass to get the people in the back because you see your friend go and you think life is smooth. Not the case. They play with your trust basically. But
Mhm.
I was like, okay, I'll go first. Literally, they open the door. The first thing that comes, I'm talking literally, I took 2 steps in, 3 things came out of nowhere. It was a person on my right, somebody came out the ceiling, and then something came off the wall and like hit me. I was like, no, not in the front no more. I can't do this. I was like, we just got here. So then, and there was only 3 of us. So I was like, well, I don't want to be in the back either because if I get trailed and they decide to like hold me hostage and I can't yell and nobody's gonna know. At least if I'm in the middle, I disappear, the dude in the back can be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody to say something. And the person in the front, well, I mean, hey, you volunteer as tribute, as I had learned. So I'm in the middle, right? Here's what I ain't know though. Shorty in the front, she was messing with us because she really don't scare easy like that. So she went in the front, and what she would do is she would walk around a corner and she'd see them, and so she kind of nod to scare us in the back. We never saw this because we're too focused on the lights, the dark shadows, and the stuff on the side. So we show up. Sometimes they'll get me. Sometimes they'll pass me, get him. He'll yell. I'll turn. They'll get me. So me and bro in the back are literally just like we're like the Three Stooges, just terrified, literally, like the entire way. So we go through this first half, and
Okay.
we come back
Question.
outside.
Who's Curly?
Pretty. I
Yeah.
would have to say he was Larry, and I definitely had the curly vibes. I can't even lie.
Yeah. Because I'm like, we already know who Mo is.
Yeah, she was in the front. She was chilling. So then we go through this first part, and you go back outside because it was indoors. So the line was outside; it was covered. But we went and we came back out to go to the next section of it, and they give you these 3D glasses. We should have knew when they gave us glasses, something was up. Because that was the one that was really scary. I'm not even gonna hold you because when something jumps out at you, you can see it, and you're kind of like, oh, if it kind of jumps and then jumps again, your mind does not process that at the same speed. So
Yeah.
what genuinely should have shocked you the first time, you now have a delayed reaction to a delayed reaction. It's not fun. It was not fun at all. And then I'm tall. So anything
How
coming
tall?
off the ceiling is automatically closer to me.
How tall?
6'4", 6'5", 6'4". So anything
Damn.
coming off the ceiling, it's right there. And anything on the floor that decides to touch my ankle, I can't see that. My eyes are I'm not looking down there. So yeah.
You're literally looking above everyone else.
Pretty much, which is not the move in a haunted house. So we walk around a corner. They walk around the corner. Okay, so they had this one bridge, right? It's like a rotating bridge with a color. So the bridge is going, but there's colors around it that make it look like you're walking, like you'll fall off. You won't. You just walk across the bridge. I didn't know that. It's in the dark. I've been scared about 8 times by the time we got here. I didn't know what to expect. I was like, the floor could drop out. I have no idea. They didn't have a sign of waiver. I was like, man, this is messed up. So actually, they did have a sign of waiver. That's how scared I was. I was so scared. I was like, I hope that waiver wasn't like, for life and limb, because I kind of read it and just signed it, but we'll get into that another day. So I'm walking, right? And so my friend, she's in front, she goes and she like runs across the bridge. And we're like, hey, come back. And then there's this clown on the wall. I don't know why I thought this was another group member or somebody else that like we had seen in line just wearing a costume. And he was like, hey, buddy, you should just go across. I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. And then I was like, hey, where you come from? He said, oh, scare you, did I? And then he was like, nah. Yeah, that pretty much freaked me. The fact, I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, you would have thought a head sticking out of the wall would have been a good indication. Maybe he's not supposed to be here. But no, I was just sitting there making a normal conversation. I was like, so how should I go across this? He was like, well, just walk down the middle. I was like, that's a good idea.
Hold up, wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Something ain't right. So then I'm 6'4". I can't just run across the bridge. I'll smack the other entrance with my forehead and pass out. So I'm trying to like duck and run, and he's running behind me like, ah, ah. At this point, I don't know where the guy behind me went. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I left him for dead. At some point I stopped looking back for him because I was like, look, if you're gonna make it, that's on you. I'm so sorry. And then I run around the next corner. My friend, she already took off. So she jumps out from the other corner. I'm thinking it's one of them. I jump. She moves. The other actual actor gets me. So it's like a 2v1. I got my friends and the workers against me. I don't know when we're getting out. And there's no exit signs. I can't call for help. My mom, she's at home. What was I going to do? And I can't sit there and look like I'm weak, bro. I got to be a man, right? Tough. It is so hard to look like a man with your hands crossed across your chest and your knees like this, like there's a mouse on the floor, bro. You know how this looks at 6'4"? You're like, there's no way to do this and shriek and look manly. It's impossible. I don't care if you bench 315 for reps. You bench 315 for reps and you do this. I don't care, bro. You no longer look cool to me.
Oh man.
So that was that.
The craziest shit that happened to me this week, like since our last episode, was literally just me kicking out like 5 people in 2 days.
5 people in 2 days is crazy. Now, are these groups or individuals?
So these are groups. 5 groups.
Okay.
Well, at first they start off as individuals, and then they turn into groups.
Elaborate.
So there was a guy. This was like either the same day we recorded episode 6 or posted episode 6. He forcefully tried to kiss a girl.
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
It's not allowed, gang.
Yeah. And then he was basically harassing like a bunch of other women as well. Dude was hammered. Like he was drunk. Drunker than drunk. Like I feel like
he was pub crawl drunk?
No. I would say if alcohol could get drunk off of alcohol, he was drunker than that.
Okay. All right. That's pretty bad, but go on. That's pretty bad.
Yeah. So I'm like, as soon as I got the report, I go over next door. The girl points him out to me, and I'm like, okay, bet. And me, you know me, I have no qualms kicking someone out.
You really don't. You'd be like, oh, okay, bet. You'd be ready to go. I'm like, oh, all right. Well, how much for that guy?
Yeah. That leads into the story for last one of the kickouts last night. But first, let's finish up the other one. So I go up to him and I'm like, yo, buddy, do you have a tab open? He says, yeah. I was like, okay. I need you to finish your drink and get out. He says, why? I'm like, we got reports that you have been disturbing multiple different people and forcefully trying to kiss people. That you can't be doing that. You can't be making people uncomfortable in a workplace where environment is everything.
Yeah.
You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that to people. So you got to go. He's like, no, I need to know why. I need to know. Tell me why I'm getting kicked out. I said, I told you why. Now it's you either finish your drink now and then walk out the door, or I don't let you finish your drink and then you still get taken out the door.
He's like, you can either do this the easy way or the hard way.
The choice is yours.
That's tough.
So he puts it, I tell him, okay, I say you have 5 seconds to make your decision. 5, 4, 3, 2, like, right. Yes, I did count a little bit slower, but just for the sake of time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then he puts down his drink and he's like, I need to know why I'm getting kicked out. Like he's yelling at me, and I'm like, bruh, I already told you 3 times why you're getting kicked out. I need you to leave at minimum for tonight. If you leave for tonight, you can come back later, but I need you to leave right now.
Right, because if you don't cooperate, you can get banned, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's not a term. That's indefinite.
And then get embarrassed.
That's even worse.
In front of an entire bar full of people.
Not in front of the shorties. Getting kicked out of the bar in front of the shorties. That's not
good. Dude. So I was like, he kept trying to like stay inside the bar, and I'm like, bruh, I need you out now. If you do not walk out that door by yourself, I will force you to go out of that door. He's like, I'm leaving. And I'm like, okay, then walk. He wasn't walking. So I was like, all right. So I just opened up one of my arms and I just started walking. Damn near scooped this man up. I just started walking towards the door. Do you know what my boss did?
What?
My boss is at the door and he sees me do that. Do you know what he does immediately?
What?
He opens the door for me.
He knew what it was. He knew what it was. He was like, oh, okay.
I have the shortest fuse to kick someone out, but I also give them a chance to walk out themselves.
That's fair.
I have I'm quick to kick someone out, but I also am patient when it comes to letting them do what they need to do
before getting out. Yeah, that's respectful. That's type vibes.
So he knows that if I need to go hands on with someone, just make a clear path.
Make way, make way. Sub 2 is on the way. Make way.
Because the last time I had to go hands on with someone before that time, I was in a sling. So, and I was in a sling. So one of my arms was basically not useful.
Yeah.
And then I basically just stiff armed this man out the door. Like it was, but I also pushed him into the gate. So his back hit the gate. And then after he got off of the gate, I pushed him out the door. And that pushed him all the way onto the sidewalk. It's about a 10-foot gap between the gate and the sidewalk.
That's not a stiff arm. You threw bro with one arm. Let's call it what it is. You threw bro with one arm.
I see throw as him getting off of the ground and then landing back on the ground. I never took him off of the ground, you know?
You hit him with a Wii Sports bowl. Talking about boom, boom, spare. That's what you did. That's what you did.
Yeah, pretty much. I was like, bruh, that's what happens when you disrespect the owner and bartenders right in front of me. You get thrown out.
Respect is huge. People are starting to forget and lose that, but it's not a dead art at all.
Yeah. So
I can respect. Disrespect can get you killed, bro. Like,
yeah. Last night is a pretty good example of that. So it's pub crawl, Saturday pub crawl.
Yeah.
So everyone, there are a lot of people out. Uh, our other bar had 2 DJs for the night, so it was a big event. So I'm like, shit, bet. So there's a guy, he's next door. I was working at the situation happened at so he told one of the bouncers, the lead bouncer over at do you know what the lead bouncer said? The lead bouncer at okay, you're going to have to go next door to look for a big black man.
The description is crazy.
Granted, I'm the biggest black man that works there. Like I'm overall the tallest and largest. I am the overall biggest bouncer.
For sure. Okay, so what happens next?
So what happened next was after he came over to he saw the head bouncer because I was getting ice. I was doing my bar back shit.
For sure.
So I finished getting ice and then he was talking to the head bouncer. The head bouncer called me over walkie, said meet me at the front door. Okay, cool. My mind's thinking he either has someone that he wants me to check to see if they're good, or he needs to go take a piss, so he needs me to cover the door, or like he needs me to do something regarding bar backing.
You thought it was something like basic task. That makes sense.
Yeah, okay. shit that's normally done.
Right.
I come up and he's like, okay, so he needs you to kick out someone. I was like, okay, what's the situation? I get told the situation. A white guy says, I don't need to be talking to fucking Nick. Those were his words exactly.
Well, it's time to go.
I was like, oh. And my boss says, yeah, he can go. I was like, I look at my boss, and when I tell you, I had a large smile on my face.
He was like, reparations. Yes, sir.
My boss is white.
He was like, you're a real one, bro. I appreciate you giving me this opportunity for my people. That's crazy. Okay, so like what happened, gang? Like, all right, like, wrap it up. What happened?
The guy points me at him, like points him out to me, and I'm like, all right, bet. I got it from here. Trust me. I'm gonna get him out. So I go over and I am like, what's up, buddy? He literally just finished paying for 10 drinks.
Bro dropped a bag.
Yeah, he just finished paying for 10 drinks. I did not let him drink a single one of them.
No.
Yes. What gave it away?
Maybe what he said. I don't know.
So I was like, what's up, buddy? He's like, what's poppin'? I'm like, nothing much. It's just